Zara pressed her blue-tinted fingers against the cold metal of her prison cell wall. The mining station orbited a dying star, and she had been trapped here for 3 cycles. Her species, the Kithara, were known across the galaxy as warriors, but even warriors could be broken. The Terran Consortium had captured her during the Battle of Nexus Prime. Along with hundreds of other aliens, she now worked the deep mines extracting rare crystals for human technology. Her captors told them daily that resistance was pointless, that their worlds had fallen and their people scattered. She watched through the narrow window as human ships moved like silver dots against the red giant star. They seemed so small and fragile, yet they had conquered half the galaxy. In mere decades, the other prisoners whispered stories of human cruelty and their endless hunger for resources. Each morning, the guards would march them to the tunnels. Zara worked beside creatures from dozens of worlds. The insectoid Vex with their multiple arms, the gaseous Nethans who needed special suits to maintain form, the rock-like Titans who could barely fit through the passages. All had been defeated by humanity. The work was brutal. 12 hours of drilling and hauling in the suffocating heat of the mines. The air recyclers barely functioned and the gravity generators fluctuated wildly. Many prisoners collapsed daily, some never got back up. The humans seemed to view them as disposable tools, but something changed when the new human supervisor arrived. Her name was Lisa, and she was different from the others. She actually looked at the prisoners as individuals rather than numbers. She learned their names and species. She even tried to speak their languages, though her pronunciation was terrible. The first sign of her difference came during a cave-in. 3 Vex workers were trapped behind fallen rock. The other human guards wanted to write them off as casualties and seal the tunnel. Lisa refused. She organized rescue teams and worked for 18 hours straight until they broke through. Zara watched from across the mining pit as Lisa personally carried out the injured Vex. Her uniform was torn and dirty, her face streaked with dust and sweat. She stayed with the wounded until the medical units arrived. Only then did she allow herself to rest. The other prisoners began to whisper, could this human actually care about their welfare? Or was this some new form of psychological manipulation? The consortium was known for its sophisticated control methods. Perhaps kindness was just another tool, but Lisa continued to surprise them. She negotiated for better food rations. She fought with the station commander for improved safety equipment. She even arranged for the prisoners to receive news from their homeworlds. Most of it was propaganda, but some real information filtered through. Zara found herself watching Lisa more closely. The human was young, probably in her 20s, with short brown hair and determined green eyes. She moved with purpose, but also with something Zara had almost forgotten: compassion. During one particularly difficult shift, a group of Titan workers refused to enter an unstable tunnel. The section chief wanted to use shock prods to force compliance. Lisa stepped between them. She calmly explained the safety concerns and suggested an alternative approach. The conflict was resolved without violence. That night, Zara approached Lisa in the supervisor quarters. She had never spoken directly to a human guard before. The conversation started awkwardly, with Zara struggling to find the right words in Terran standard. "Why do you help us?" Zara asked bluntly. Lisa paused in her paperwork and looked up. "You are people, not machines. People deserve dignity, regardless of the circumstances. But we are your enemies." Zara pressed. "Your species conquered ours." Lisa shook her head. "War creates enemies, but it does not have to create hatred. I have read about your people, the Kithara. You have a rich culture spanning thousands of years. You created art and music and literature long before humans reached the stars." Zara was stunned. Few humans knew anything about Kithara history beyond their military capabilities. This supervisor had taken time to learn about their civilization. She felt something stir inside her chest, something she had thought was dead. Over the following weeks, Zara and Lisa developed an unlikely friendship. They would talk during shift breaks about their respective worlds. Lisa shared stories of Earth, its blue oceans and diverse ecosystems. Zara described Kithara Prime with its crystal forests and singing mountains. Lisa revealed that many humans questioned the consortium's aggressive expansion. She belonged to a growing movement that believed cooperation was better than conquest. She had volunteered for this assignment hoping to make a difference even in a small way, but you could be arrested for treason. Zara pointed out, the consortium does not tolerate dissent. Lisa smiled sadly. Someone has to stand up for what is right, even if it means taking risks. My grandmother used to say that hope is not a passive thing. You have to fight for it every day. The word hope struck Zara like a physical blow. She had not heard anyone speak seriously about hope in years. Among the prisoners. It was considered a dangerous delusion that only led to deeper despair. Yet here was this human risking everything to nurture hope in impossible circumstances. Their friendship deepened over the following months. Lisa shared her rations with sick prisoners. She covered for workers who were too exhausted to meet quotas. She even organized secret cultural exchanges where different species could share their traditions. Zara began to remember who she had been before the war. She taught Lisa ancient Kithara combat forms in return. Lisa showed her human music and poetry. They discovered that despite their vastly different origins, their peoples shared similar dreams of peace and understanding, but their actions had not gone unnoticed. The station commander, Admiral Rodriguez, had been watching Lisa activities with growing suspicion. He began placing restrictions on her authority and assigning her to different shifts to limit her contact with prisoners. Situation came to a head when a Vex worker named Thrix became seriously ill. The medical bay was understaffed and overcrowded. Lisa wanted to arrange for Thrix to receive proper treatment at a civilian facility. Rodriguez refused, claiming it was against regulations. That night, Lisa made a choice that would change everything. She secretly contacted a humanitarian organization on Earth, providing them with detailed reports about conditions on the mining station. She also began documenting evidence of mistreatment and safety violations. Zara discovered Lisa's late-night activities when she found her supervisor hunched over a hidden communication device. The human looked up with tired eyes that held both fear and determination. "What are you doing?" Zara whispered. Lisa gestured to the data files spread across her desk. "Giving people back home the truth about what happens here. Maybe if enough humans know, they will demand changes. You could be executed for this." Zara said, her voice thick with emotion. "No," Lisa replied, "but I cannot stand by and watch while innocent beings suffer. If there is even a small chance that this information could help, then I have to try." In that moment, Zara understood what hope really meant. It was not passive waiting for rescue or naive belief that everything would work out. Hope was active resistance against despair. It was choosing to fight for a better future, even when victory seemed impossible. The next few days were tense. Rodriguez had clearly suspected something was wrong. He increased security patrols and began interrogating both guards and prisoners. Lisa continued her work, but she moved more carefully, knowing that discovery meant certain death. The crisis came when Thrix's condition worsened. The Vex worker was dying and the medical bay could do nothing. Rodriguez still refused outside treatment, claiming that aliens were expendable. Lisa made a desperate decision. She helped Thrix escape using her supervisor codes. Lisa disabled security systems and guided the sick Vex to a maintenance shuttle. She planned to fly him to a neutral medical station. Even though it meant certain court-martial, Zara joined the escape attempt, along with several other prisoners. They moved through service corridors, avoiding patrol routes that Lisa had memorized. The plan was working until they reached the shuttle bay. Admiral Rodriguez was waiting for them with a full security detail. His face was cold with rage as he looked at Lisa. "I knew you were a traitor from the moment you arrived," he said. "You pathetic idealists always think you can change the universe with good intentions." Lisa stepped forward, placing herself between Rodriguez and the prisoners. "I am not a traitor. I am a human being who refuses to participate in cruelty." Rodriguez raised his weapon. "You are a fool who has forgotten which species rules this galaxy." That was when everything changed. The maintenance bay doors suddenly exploded inward, and armed figures in combat armor poured through the breach. They moved with incredible speed and precision, neutralizing the security guards before Rodriguez could fire a shot. Zara recognized the armor immediately. It was human design, but the tactics were unmistakably Cathara. A mixed force of humans and aliens had mounted a rescue operation. The leader removed her helmet, revealing a human face scarred by battle. Her name was Commander Kane, and she represented something unprecedented, a joint human-alien resistance movement we received. Your transmissions, Lisa Kane said, her voice carrying deep respect. Your reports have sparked massive protests on Earth and a dozen other worlds. Rodriguez sputtered in disbelief. This is impossible. The consortium controls all communications. Kane smiled. Grimly, not anymore. People across the galaxy are rising up against oppression, both human and alien. Your courage has inspired a revolution in the hours that